I'm simply saying that life finds a way.
All right, people, write something on the board. Let's spell it. First letter.
L O G.
What's that? What?
It's time. It's time to have real, honest, open, difficult, and inspiring conversations. It's time for Love and Life on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media.
Well, hello there, family. Hello and welcome. Welcome to Love and Life with Carol Riddick, right here on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media, on air and online at wordradio.com. That's right. That's right. Happy Monday to you. As always, I am happy to be here with you. I hope you had a wonderful weekend. I really do. You know I do, because every Monday I say the same thing to you. I sure do. And I hope that for all of you fathers and father figures, that your Father's Day was absolutely exceptional. I hope that it was. Also, did you go to the Juneteenth parade? Did you do anything? Did you participate in any of the Juneteenth celebratory events? Did you stop by JD's today? Tell me about it. Y'all know I want to know. I ask you all the time what's going on in your lives because I care. So how about this heat? Ooh, family, make sure you stay cool. I hear that there is a heat wave on the way. I hear it's coming. That's what I hear. Make sure you stay cool and hydrated. Okay, I have a good news story or feel good story that I want to share. I'm trying to do this. I'm trying to get into the habit of sharing, something good, something that feels good, because there's so much to share that is not. But one of our Philadelphia seniors won the Gates Scholarship and will attend Drexel University on a full scholarship. Isn't that amazing? The Gates Scholarship was established by the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, and it covers all college expenses for 4 years. What heavens to Murgatroyd. Congratulations to Elaine Zhu and to her parents, okay, because I know that was a collective effort. Congratulations to you all. Family, feel free to let us know when you join us. You can do so by sharing a comment, or you can do so by calling us. You can do that by dialing 215-634-8065 or toll free at 1-866-361-0900. That's right. Family, it's time for our Black History 365 moment. Yes, it is. So, in August of 1955, a 14-year-old African-American boy named Emmett Till was kidnapped, tortured, and murdered in Mississippi after being accused of flirting with Carolyn Bryant, a 21-year-old white woman. Now, the two men, Roy Bryant and J.W. Millam, who killed him, were acquitted by an all-white jury. But the woman who allegedly kidnapped him, Carolyn Bryant, had an unserved arrest warrant. The LaFleur County Sheriff said he didn't want to bother with the arrest since she had 2 small children to care for. Family, it's important to know your history. That is today's Black History 365 moment. I want to send some shout outs and thank yous, okay? Thank you to Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, and to Charlotte, North Carolina for an awesome weekend. Thank you so much. And to all of you who came out to support both Gerald Beasley, Tim Hudson, Aaron Graves, and I with our Nina Simone tribute and the Will Downing crew, I extend the utmost gratitude. I sincerely do. It was truly an awesome weekend. We appreciate all the love. And I'm wishing a happy birthday to all of our love lights who are celebrating. Happy birthday to you. That's right. That's right. I'm also sending extra love and hugs to you. Yes, I am. I am. If your light is shining even the slightest bit dimly today, okay? This right here is for you. All the extra love and hugs that I can muster in this moment on behalf of your village and your tribe right here, because we need you to know and we want you to know that you are so not alone, okay? We've got you. We have got you. Yes, we do. And I want to take this moment to extend our love with prayers of comfort to the family and loved ones, and especially to the wife of our beloved Cedric Napoleon, one of the founding members of the group Pieces of a Dream. He passed away over the weekend. Um, I don't even have the words. I just don't have the words. But I definitely want to extend prayers for the comfort that surpasses all understanding to his beloved wife Deirdre Napoleon. Okay. All right. Family, I see that you are checking in. Yes, I do. Nasir Butler sends peace and blessings. Hey there, Nasir. Always love to see you checking in. And Malcolm White shares that he is watching and listening from West Mount Airy. That's my message. You know, I wait for it every time. Malcolm, oh my goodness. I didn't know when the surgery was taking place, but I'm so glad to know, so happy to know that you are recovering. That's what we want. That's what we want. Okay. So I'm going to pray for a speedy and an absolute effortless recovery for you. Okay, family, come on. We're going to get our prayer warriors together to pray for Malcolm's speedy recovery. All right. Nasir is sharing blessings to the family and loved ones of Cedric Napoleon. Eric is checking in and he says, hey there, word family. How you doing on this muggy Monday? He's watching Love and Life on YouTube and Facebook. Nasir, I just love your little sugar lump. He shares that he spent the weekend teaching his grandson how to swim. Oh my goodness, I love that. I love it. Oh, look at me. You would think I was there. Look at me. You can see every tooth in my mouth, family. Yes, you can. I want to share one more thing with you before we get started. Okay. It's about our very own love bug, Tiffany Bacon. She is hosting a new show, in case you did not know. Tune in to Breaking Bread every Sunday, where Tiffany will broadcast from a different restaurant, eatery, or chef's kitchen, where delicious delights and curious conversations are on the menu. Special guests will join Tiffany for brunch, where the conversations will focus on culture, business, health and well being, media, literature, and the arts. Break bread with us every Sunday from 11 a.m. until noon, right here on Word Progressive Black Talk Media. All right, I didn't lie. Let's get started. Let's get started. Now, family, some of you ask me, well, when are we going to get an update? When are we going to talk about, the love and life dating connection? When are we going to find out what happened? Well, guess what? You don't have to ask anymore. Okay. You don't have to ask anymore. That's right. We have our beloved Dr. Marquita Williams with us tonight. Some of you may remember, and for those of you who do not, she is the senior executive advisor to the commissioner for the city of Philadelphia's Department of Behavioral Health and Intellectual Disability Services. She's going to talk about that. But guess what? Asia and Reggie are here too. Shut up and keep talking. They were the two participants in Word's Love and Life Connection dating game, which took place, if you will recall, at Bayou Lounge and Bar in West Philadelphia on February 13th. 2024. I know you saying, Carol, you don't have to say the year. Well, I felt I did. So, I had to be extra in that moment. Yes, I did. I did. So, family, without further ado, I introduce you. Well, no, I invite you to the conversation with Dr. Marquita, Reggie, and Asia. Ooh, let's get into it. Hey there, family. How y'all doing?
Hello, we are well.
Hello.
Okay, I'm on 10, and I feel like y'all are meeting me maybe around 5 or
I'm
7.
here. I'm here. I'm on
Okay,
10.
okay,
Yes, I'm
okay,
here. Yes.
okay.
You could.
We're here.
Yes.
Listen, I've been so excited to have this conversation, and the family was asking, like, okay, so how are things? First, let me start with this. How is everybody? Everybody's well?
Everybody's
Everybody is well. Yes.
Everybody is well. Please, please, please tell us what has been going on personally since we saw you all in February individually. Dr. Marquita, if you would start, because we haven't seen you.
You have not seen me, and I have a new title.
Ooh.
So yes. You introduced me as the senior executive advisor, and I am now the interim commissioner for the Department of Behavioral Health and Intellectual Disability. Yes,
Come on,
yes.
interim commissioner. Come
Come on,
on.
interim commissioner. Yes, I was appointed interim by the mayor, and it has been very, very busy,
I
but
love
blessed, absolutely blessedly busy.
I
So,
love it.
yeah,
I love it. That's
yeah.
right. That's good stuff.
Congratulations, Dr.
Thank
Marquita.
you, thank you, thank you.
We're gonna
Congratulations.
drop that interim though. We're gonna
There's
We don't even.
nowhere that I go. I mean, grocery store, gas station. If I see somebody that I know, everybody says the same thing. Boo, interim.
We don't claim that. We don't. Yeah. You see, it never came out of my mouth. We don't claim it. We don't claim it. Asia, how are you? How have you been?
I am well. I'm doing good. It's good to see everybody again.
Yes.
Yes. And Reggie, how are you?
I'm doing well. I have to say the same thing with Asia. It's beautiful just to have us back together because the last time we were together was at the event. And then, of course, Asia and I went on a date, of course, and that event was where we met. So,
and I was sick.
You say that again?
Birthday.
Yeah, I know. But it was a beautiful event, and I've always said I think we should do more of that because the more we talk, the better I think it will be in terms of our ability to just have that love and communication that we need so much between the man and the woman.
Agree. We're working on it. Now see, Reggie he's throwing us under the bus, Dr. Marquita. I told him, I said, we've just had a lot of moving parts, a lot of things, taking place in since then, but we're working on it. We are definitely working on it because we're all on the same page. We want the same thing. Yes. So, okay, I want to know, everybody wants to know, what happened after the event? Please fill us in. We want to know all the details.
Go ahead, Miss Asia. Miss Asia out there. Go on, girl.
Where do I have to start? Go, girl. So you want to know what happened after the event? So,
Asia, if you don't mind, first of all, there was stuff that happened before the event. So Asia and I'm just going to throw it. I'm going to get you started. Asia is a very, she's just a dynamic person. She when she said at the beginning of the show, she's going to tap into her social media. She's that. She's a bubbly personality, and I really think she needs to think about starting a podcast. Maybe we can both do that. But we would talk from time to time, and when we started talking, it was just a flow. It was a natural flow, and I could tell that we were going to have that natural flow from pretty much the first night that I met her. And in fact, when we were doing the event, I actually stopped and talked to her and another woman who I found out later was her mom. And I didn't know who she was, but we were trying to go through the event and just get to know each other. Very pleasant, both of them. And eventually I knew it was her mom. And then I said, okay, that makes sense because she's got this sweet demeanor, just like her mother.
Oh, but thank you so much. Wow. Thank you.
But that wasn't before the event. That was after the event, before you went out.
Right. That was at the event before we went out.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
So it was a wonderful evening. thank you again, Word, for just having that event. Like Love and Life crew, that was awesome. So I definitely think it needs to be more of that, where singles can kind of mingle and get to know each other and meet each other. Some of the games we played were some great icebreakers. And we had initially spoken doing one of the icebreakers, and he didn't know that I was the Bachelorette.
No.
You know. So after the event, I think we immediately hit it off. We started having telephone conversations. And I think when we met, this was around the time with the phenomenon with the Risa Tisa on TikTok.
Yeah.
What was that? Wait, fill me in. What is Risa Tisa?
Are you serious?
I sure am. What is it?
Oh my goodness. Go ahead.
Y'all know I don't have a clue.
So basically, it was this lady who, I guess she just fell in love with this guy. She met him like, what is it, maybe a week before the pandemic. Okay. And they just like went from strangers to living together for like 4 years. And it was like a lot of stuff that happened in between in the relation. And what she did was, after they broke up, she kind of did like a podcast and broke it down to, I believe, like 50 videos. It was like a volume, volumes of it. It was a library. And she was telling her story about how she met this guy, and it was like the worst thing ever.
Oh,
so a lot of things that she touched on when they were dating were a lot of things that kind of a lot of people go through when they're dating. So it kind of, that was something that we like discussed, like, you know, a man's perspective, a woman's perspective, and her story was the catalyst because that was going on as we were getting to know each other. So I thought that was fun that we incorporated that in our conversations.
Carol, Risa Tisa had the whole world in a chokehold.
Yes,
during these episodes, people were like watching it at work and running home to see the next episode.
What episode?
Where hear about this?
Where were the episodes? Look. On TikTok.
Yes.
See, listen.
So the story was so compelling that I think she got a book deal. She got like a movie deal. It was huge. It was huge. I don't know what she's doing right now, but that was really interesting to spark conversation between Reggie and I. So we kind of like just hit it off immediately. Phone call. I think the first time we spoke, maybe a 2-hour phone conversation. We were
nice.
Something like that.
Nice.
Yeah, so
it didn't seem like 2 hours, but it
I know. That's how good the conversation was. Just back and forth.
So wait, let me make sure I understand. So Risa Tisa, was that the person's name?
Risa Tisa. Her name was something Reese or something.
I don't know what her real name was, but that was her TikTok handle.
Oh, okay. So Risa Tisa was the topic of everybody's conversation at the time when we hosted the event.
Yes.
Okay. I just want to make sure I'm putting all the pieces together properly. Since we made mention, so you said that some of the issues or some of the challenges, the dating challenges that she shared were on everybody's, like a topic of everybody's conversation.
Yes, it sparked a lot of conversation for men and women. And I believe it just created like this global conversation about how sometimes women see red flags and we continue to go through with the relationship. Sometimes how her experience was just dynamic, and she covered so many different topics and so many things that happened. At least one woman has experienced something that she went through in this 4-year relationship.
Wow. Well, I mean,
so you need to catch up.
I sure do. Clearly, I need, but I don't know if I can invest that amount of time. 50 episodes, like no wonder I missed
it. Like a podcast, I think like you could set it up on your TikTok where you can just have it continuously play. So
and there were people who got on and did synopsis, like, okay, so 1 through 10 was about this, and 11 through 15, because that's what I did. I couldn't watch all of the episodes, but the people would catch me up.
You got the cliff notes.
I got the cliff notes.
Wait. Okay, so now Asia, you made mention of it. I want to know how it relates to the two of you. But wait, what we're going to do, family, because I will get so carried away with time that I will miss a commercial break. But I'm going to be on top of it. If you have just joined us, welcome. Welcome to Love and Life with Carol Riddick, right here on WURD. We are talking with our love lights tonight. Yes, we are. Dr. Marquita, Asia, and Reggie. Yes, everybody that took place. Well, Dr. Marquita was ill and it was her birthday, but listen, it's because of her that we were in the mix, But everybody that took part in the Love and Life Connection dating game is here to recap, to talk about it. You asked for it, and we brought it to fruition. But right now, we're going to take a commercial break. We won't be long. The phone lines are always open. You know they are because you're always welcome to the conversation. But feel free to continue to comment on our socials too. We will be right back. Stay with us.
Make sure you check out Keeping It Real with Reverend Al Sharpton, Monday through Thursday, 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. on WURD, 900 AM and 96.1 FM. Progressive Black Talk Media. Streaming online at wordradio.com, on social, and on the Word Radio app.
My grandma could always tell when I was into something dangerous. She used to say, mess around if you want to, you gonna fool around and find out. She was right. And nothing good ever came from ignoring her advice. That's exactly how I feel when I hear somebody telling me to vote for Trump or just not vote at all. It wasn't that long ago that our parents and grandparents had to fight in the streets for basic civil rights. We can't forget where we've come from or how quickly things can go back if we don't stand up for our rights and the rights of the next generation. Joe Biden, he's not perfect, but the choice is clear. Our votes elected Biden, and he's shown up. Billions in loans to Black small businesses, banned police chokeholds and federal no-knock warrants, canceled $167 billion in student loan debt.
Let's get this done.
Our votes have the power to determine our future. Make it count or fool around and find out. Paid for by Black Pac, which is responsible for the content of this ad. BlackPac.com, not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee.
Victor deployed for the first time to Afghanistan in 2003. At 4 a.m, my phone rang. They said, I regret to inform you that your husband was wounded in action. Victor sustained a moderate traumatic brain injury. I was doing school full time, and I was also then caring for Victor. One of the most important elements of caregiving is taking care of yourself. I just didn't want to forget that I also had goals and that I also had a life. What I did is I challenged Victor to meet me halfway. There are almost 6 million military and veteran caregivers across the nation. We have our own journey, and we can fulfill that journey at the same time that we are helping our loved one.
Visit aarp.org/caregiving for a free military veterans guide to navigate your caregiving journey and better care for your loved one and yourself. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
Retirement can be scary, but only if you're not prepared. That's why AARP created thisispretirement.org. Because unless you've already retired, you're in pretirement and you still have time to plan. Learn about retirement savings options, potential tax breaks, and how you can build savings over time. Visit thisispretirement.org for free resources to help you customize your action plan and feel the retirement fear disappear. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
Hi, Tavis Smiley here, inviting you to join me for a historic conversation featuring an all-star panel of Black thinkers about the urgency of now, climate justice. It's all going up Tuesday, June 18th, live on C-SPAN, 7 Eastern, 6 Central, 4 Pacific. The nation has never seen a stage full of brilliant Black folk talking about the impact of climate change on our community. But we're going to flip the frame Tuesday evening, June 18th, live on C-SPAN.
No, what's the word, boy? What's the word? What's the word?
WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media. You're listening to Love and Life with Carol Riddick on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media.
Welcome back, family. You are tuned in to Love and Life with Carol Riddick right here on WURD. We're talking with our love lights. That's right. Our love and life connection dating game participants. Yes, we are. I do want to share that Norm is checking in. Hey there, Norm. Norm McGowan. He's sending love to everybody from our family in Overbrook. Thank you so much. And Sandy Thomas is joining us. Hi there, Sandy. Hi. Lakeisha Boston is too. And Eric shares, this is deja vu. Asia and Reggie are grinning from ear to ear, fireworks. And it isn't even the 4th of July. You know what? They're going to both beat you with a wet noodle. Our very own Miss Audrey. Hi, Miss Audrey. She shares good evening word. Love and light to each of you. Malcolm, feel better soon. Welcome back, guests, winners for dating compatible friendship. I love that. Before we continue this conversation, and I'm keeping an eye on the time, we are going to go to our phone lines because one of our love lights is joining the conversation. Hi there, Ron. How are you? And thank you for calling.
Yes. Hi, Cal. Hi, Reggie. Hi, ma'am.
Hey, Ron.
That night, my eyes seeing both of y'all sitting there, giving you all a story about life. I have a recommendation to make to both of y'all. It's very important where y'all at the age y'all are. And I was picking up that divine is with your smile, Reggie. It is the constant. I certainly, it is my hope. I don't wish for better in your relationship. My recommendation, if you have not already did that, you may want to consider this. Maybe before the summer's over, you can take your person and you can go to Atlantic City and spend a half a day, get in the sand, and y'all can embrace under the umbrella. Let that salt water hit you. And then after coming out of that, you may want to go to a lunch or maybe something like that. And then, Reggie, take the beautiful lady to a boutique shop and purchase her a beautiful blouse. I actually like blouses. But here's my point. In your relationship, sir, what I've seen, and I don't know, I can't see your intersection, but I've certainly seen it. When you do that in your relationship, it eliminates all the confusion. It doesn't take away your responsibility. You're very fortunate to have one another that care for one another. And that's so important as your body changes and, things changes. This thing, to know that y'all can get in your sanctuary. Your home is very important, the cleanliness of that home and the cleanliness of your body. And when you do that and you embrace, I'm not talking some other activity, to know that you can depend on that person. There's a lot of people out here like that and people that they treat like that, and your life will be so wonderful. It is healing in that. I'm not talking spiritual, because when your mindset, and Reggie, is very important for you, sir. I don't know how you are, to understand that beautiful female, her nature. I'm not talking about sexual organs either. And once you understand that, and you embrace one another, embracing can be just as exciting as any other activity. And once you understand that, sir, y'all, it will be a verbal commitment, a verb that y'all will see with one another. I'm not saying you're not going to argue, but then again, that doesn't happen when two people care for themselves. So once you and be honest with one another, don't take in your relationship with a whole lot of nonsense in there that's going in this world. Traveling roads of history, we have other people in relationships to make George certainly bad judgment. A lot of times, someone else can be a good person, maybe the other person may not be as fair as they should be. But in your relationship, this thing, you can grow old together. And old means this. Longevity doesn't mean a long time. Longevity, the Lord will put just a pleasantness in both of your life. That really make a difference. Now, I'll close with this. Carol, when you mentioned about, I was in Norfolk, Virginia, when Emmett Till got killed. I was 12 years of age in Norfolk, Virginia, in a little town called Seacat, when he got killed. And what took out of that sadness was his grandfather. And every time I see elders like that man, Mr. Moses, was on television, the way he was, he was something like the lady that called in on your program, Cal. The brother had long life journey. I mean,
Yeah.
jealousy. And it touches me. Humbleness. Make yourself, both of y'all, you don't have to order. That's a more cliche. People have designs, so you put that in your relationship.
Yeah.
Embrace one another. Care for one another. Some
Thank you,
things money can't buy. When y'all, when that, I don't mean to sound morbid, but I am a lover, a caring lover. That's the kind of guy I am. I don't do the most hunky
Ron.
things, do nothing like that. So my covenant was I hope that y'all relationship continue to communicate while you're in this life here. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, so much, so much. Ron always pours into us positively. So thank you. We receive that. We really do. Thank you so much. So I want to continue the conversation we started about what took place on February 13th, the night that you all met at the Love and Life Connection dating game event. So Asia, you were sharing with me, there was some relation to I was asking you about the relation that you were getting to, but I'm looking at the time. I'm more interested in knowing, did you two go to dinner? How was dinner? How, tell us. Inquiring minds want to know.
So we finally made it to dinner. We went to the winery.
City Winery.
City Winery, yes. And Center City. And it was a great atmosphere, great setting. Reggie was late, but that was all right.
Piss.
No, it was all right. He was coming from work. I truly understand that, because we actually went on our date, I believe, during the week. And if I'm not mistaken, it was a Monday night, right?
Yeah, it was Monday.
Yeah, Monday night. Yeah. So he was excused from that. I didn't mind that.
Okay.
So we met, and I believe we had one cocktail, and then we went down to the concert. So I made my first mistake. I did not read the certificate for the date. Okay.
Okay.
And this was our first conflict that we had to resolve.
Okay.
And I think we did that very well.
Okay.
So I didn't read it, and we actually purchased tickets to the concert, but the certificate would actually included that with dinner. So so when we got there, the seats that I'd never been to the venue, so the seats that I chose, they weren't to Reggie's liking. So, but I love how he took the initiative and was like, no, we need better seats.
Okay.
So he was like, let's get better seats. Let's, front row, center. Like, I want to have good seats. So that's when we found out that we didn't need to buy the tickets. So the young lady there, she gave us a refund.
Okay.
And Reggie was like, you didn't read that? I was like, no, but look, we solved it. This was our first conflict. We got it right out the way. We did that.
Right.
So, so that's how the date started. And the show was really nice. The food was more like a tapas, kind of like bar. So it wasn't like a full meal. And like I said, it was a Monday night, and I know Reggie wanted dinner. Am I right? You wanted dinner?
No, I mean, I was fine with what we had. In fact, we didn't necessarily like what we ordered, so we ordered some more. So at the end of the day, it was money on top of that. We surpassed what they gave us.
Okay.
So, we were just trying out what we wanted to try out, and some of it worked and some of it didn't.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes. So that was that in the concert. So of course we couldn't really get to know each other because we were at a concert. So we couldn't really chat. And then there were other people at our table, but we were the cutest couple there because everybody kept complimenting us. They knew we were on a date.
I love that. Love that. It was all about the company, right? It was about the company.
Yes.
But like you said, there was a lack of intimacy because
because it was a concert. We really couldn't hear each other, but it was great. What was your take, Reggie?
So my take was a little bit different, but in the same vein. So yes, I was when in fact I knew I was running late because I was still at work. I called her to let her know that I was running late. So it wasn't just that she's there waiting and I just showed up, because that's just how I do it. But when we got there, we did a cocktail before we went downstairs, and we were just, she was amazing to see. She looked wonderful. She had a beautiful red dress on, and she just was smiling from ear to ear. And that made me, de-escalate from work real quick, because it usually takes me about 40 minutes. So that happened in about 10. But it was really the energy. And we started talking, and not only talking to each other, but we were talking to the people to our left and right. And that's when I realized that, she's sort of like a social butterfly. She can go in any environment and make a conversation happen. And so from there, we went downstairs. And of course, before we get downstairs, we debated on what we were going to do, because she had the ticket, but I didn't read it. We just knew it was at City Winery. So I said to her, I'll pay for the tickets. And that's what we did. And I said, well, listen, I can cash app you, and you can do it. She did the thing so fast. And the next thing you know, that's how we bought our tickets to the event. And so, we get downstairs and the music is nice. And I'm looking at the music. I've been to City Winery, so I kind of know that, they don't have the greatest food, but the reality is you go there for the concert and your company, and you're close up to the stage. So really an intimate place. So you're really just going to go there for the venue, the music that you choose. And the people that we chose that night was a group that did the throwback to Mary J. Blige. So, and they were singing their hearts out. They were, they sung so much and got in it so much. The crowd was into it. We were into it. So as much as it wasn't intimate, it was vibrationally intimate.
Okay.
And so I enjoyed just the whole vibe. And I wasn't so much thinking about the seating, because it's all, you're sitting close to the stage. So there's no perfect seating in the City Winery at all.
Agreed.
Sitting sideways and next to people, and it is what it is. Think of it as you being with family.
An extension. How about that? Now, you all know, we want to know, if that was the only date? Was that the only date?
Well, it was the only day. Unfortunately,
no.
it was the only day. It wasn't the only time that we talked after that a few times, pretty much like we engaged all the time. And that is, hey, what's up? This what's going on? Hey, I think there was a few times she called me and she wanted to really just get out because she had a stressful day at work. But I don't know if she knew that I kind of have like almost a couple jobs. So I'm not always available at the time that we do spontaneous things, but I like doing spontaneous things because, the work schedule that I have. Okay. So we talked often, and then there was some kind of communication sort of gap that happened.
Okay. So you work a lot. You don't always have the availability to.
Yeah, but I work a lot, but it's just that because of the nature of what I do, sometimes I'm on call. So it's an erratic schedule, but nothing that I can't maneuver around if someone, sort of understands that.
Except for spontaneity, just not.
No, that happens too. It's just that it's not always when someone just calls up. I got the schedule like that.
So you got to schedule your spontaneity.
Yeah, I got to schedule the spontaneity. That's what I got to do.
Thank you, Dr. Marquita, because I was thinking, they don't go together, right?
So I got to throw this part out there. So because I knew we had this credit, Asya said, well, what do you want to do with the money? You want me to send you the money back? I said, well, I think we should just roll it into another date. She says, cool. And then we went our separate ways and talked a little bit. And then I called her to try to find out when we were going to schedule that day.
Okay.
And she told me that she was on the other line and in a meeting and would call me back. And so I kind of waited. Week went by, 2 weeks went by, and I'm like, that's strange. And so I hear that she called me, and then I actually looked at my phone to see if she had called. And from
did I call you?
Really hadn't talked.
Did I call you, Reggie?
I didn't see your call. I didn't.
Okay.
That's why I thought something happened. And listen,
Wait. Oh, I'm sorry. I want to
reality.
interject. Wait, I want to interject because we don't. Hold on. I'm sorry. Because I don't want to miss this commercial break. But wait, I want to address that too. I do. Family. Oh, listen. And Dr. Marquita, I know you have something to say. So I'm gonna let you. When we come back from this commercial break, Dr. Marquita, I'm gonna give it to you. You can address that because I saw you. We were right here.
Now, Asia, you know we in trouble with Dr. Marquita.
You in trouble with me.
You listen.
I know that's right.
We will be right back.
If you have diabetes and you're on Medicare, you may qualify for a free continuous glucose monitor system. Managing your diabetes is crucial to your health. The new CGM systems can automatically manage your diabetes better for you. And by using a CGM system, you can eliminate forever one thing most people with diabetes hate the most: finger sticks. Now it's possible to manage your diabetes better, end the painful finger sticks, and get a new CGM monitoring system at little or no cost to you. We even provide in-home delivery and do all the insurance paperwork for you. Now is the best time to manage your diabetes better and get your continuous glucose monitor. Call now for details. 800-396-0150. 800-396-0150. 800-396-0150. That's 800-396-0150.
A lot of times people try and hand out to younger people in the gay community that just didn't have nobody to help them out. They were down and out.
Did you know that the roots of the Pride movement lie in a historic riot? In the early morning of June 28, 1969, the Stonewall Inn, a renowned gay bar in New York City, was raided by the police. This incident sparked a series of events that led to the emergence of key figures in the LGBTQ Pride movement, one of whom was the remarkable Marsha P. Johnson. Marsha P. Johnson was born on August 24, 1945 in Elizabeth, New Jersey. She was an extraordinary activist, performer, and self-identified drag queen. The P in her name stood for Pay It No Mind, a motto that reflected her advocacy for living authentically. As a founding member of the Street Transvestite Action Revolutionaries, aka STAR, Marsha worked to provide shelter for transgender youth who faced rejection from their families. She and fellow activist Sylvia Rivera fought for safe housing for these vulnerable individuals. Aside from her activism within the LGBTQ movement, Marsha was also a prolific performer. She was a member of the drag group Hot Peaches and even became the subject of art pieces by Andy Warhol. Tragically, Marsha's life was cut short in 1992, and her death remains a subject of concern and ongoing investigation. However, her legacy lives on as a symbol of resilience, authenticity, and the ongoing struggle for LGBTQIA rights. This Pride Month vignette was brought to you by Comcast.
Long nose, what's the word, boy? What's the word? What's the word?
WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media. You're listening to Love and Life with Carol Riddick on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media.
Family, welcome back. You are tuned in to Love and Life with Carol Riddick right here on WURD. We are talking with our love lights. Yes, we are. And I know we don't have a whole lot of time. So, Dr. Marquita, I know you have some questions.
And you know what? And I actually would like to just quickly hear Asia's response to what Reggie said, because that's where the conversation is going to occur. He said he called and was waiting for a return so he could schedule the next date, right?
Right.
That's what he said.
Yes, that's what he said.
And Asia, do you have some response to that?
Yes, what really happened is what really had happened, right? So after the date, we, same thing, we chatted, we stayed in contact. I took the initiative and I would say, hey, you know what? I had a stressful day at work. You want to meet up for a drink? Okay, no, I'm busy. Okay, I get it. I get it that you're busy. I'm busy as well. But after getting that response several times, what is a girl to do? So I just, I just really felt like, okay, well, maybe he's not that interested in me. We were on a dating show. Maybe he was just being a good sport. We're going to make it to the date and we're going to have a good time. And that's going to be that. So, it's not that I thought that I did anything, because we never really got a chance to know each other. It was just, like very surface. We went out on a date, what's your favorite color? What's this? What's that? I mean, I had some great questions, because I had some great questions the night of the dating show.
You did.
And we had great conversation. And so it's just like, after the date, the conversation started titrating. It went from an hour phone call to a 30-minute phone call to just text to 2 sentences to 1 sentence to 1-word answers. And
my God.
And then I'm reaching out to you. Hey, you want to link up? No, I'm busy. Sorry, I can't. The next week.
He said he needs to schedule his spontaneity. Did you just hear that?
Yeah. So and then, like, in our initial conversations, he said that he was dating around. So in my head, if I can't get,
I think you must have misheard that.
No. If I can't get a person to want to come out with me, I mean, I took the initiative. And if he doesn't want to come out after like the 5th, 6th try, what you want me to do? And then I remember it clear as day. The last time I reached out to Reggie was a Friday night. It was a beautiful Friday night. And I called him and I said, first I texted him the day before and he said he couldn't come out. So I spontaneity. I called him on Friday. I was out for a friend's birthday. I was in Center City and I was going to say, hey, come on out and meet me for a drink.
Sure.
He sent me the voicemail. That's the last time I spoke to Reggie. And
so
I got
Dr. Marquita?
Yeah, so Carol, I checked up on both Asia and Reggie like sometime after the date. And this was what I heard. I heard 2 conflicting stories about, the seemingly same occurrence. And I thought, this is what happens so often, right? People get together, have a great time, and they think, okay, well, this is going to continue. We'll at least have a second date. And then for whatever reason, nothing happens. And then you have the woman on her side thinking that something happened, and the guy on his side thinking that something totally different happened. And they never have the conversation to really understand what was going on the other side.
Right.
And so then, and if we didn't have him here tonight, I don't know if we would be having this conversation. And this happens, I think, over and over and over in today's dating.
Right. So, Reggie, I have a question for you. Did you follow up? Did you reach out to say, hey, I haven't talked to you in a while?
I didn't follow up because even the way she describes that she tried to communicate with me, I still don't see it that way. It was not, I didn't see 5 attempts and she got 5 no's, because then, it would make no sense for me to call and say, when are we going to set this date up? So that really doesn't, I think what happens, and this is not just me in Asia's experience, I think this is the culture of dating today. There's a show on TikTok or YouTube called Pop the Balloon. And it's often a lot of women who have men come in and they have a moderator like you, Miss Carol. And as soon as the guy comes out, it's like 10 women. And based on how he looks alone, he might get 3 balloons popped. And so she'll go with him to the 3 women who pop their balloons, and they'll say why they didn't pop them. It ranges from clothes to he didn't have the right vibration to all this stuff.
Okay, I'm sorry. Reggie, I'm so sorry. I want to interject for one moment because I so appreciate you both giving me, some points of reference with the outside media. But I want to know, the 2 of you said, and I saw it the night on February 13th, you had great conversation, you had great chemistry. You both admitted that your first conversation lasted about 2 hours long. So was it the in-person meeting that turned everything sour? Was it because I can tell, Asia, that there was a little that you felt there was a little off-putting. by his response to, you saying, well, I didn't really read the ticket that well. And Reggie, I could tell there was a little tension there with that conversation. So I'm curious to know if that was the extent, or if that was where the unraveling began.
I don't think it was that. And I
No?
don't, even when she describes the first incident as a conflict, like I
Okay.
wouldn't use that word. I would use it a miscommunication because we didn't
Okay.
read the ticket. So it's not a conflict. A conflict is a conflict.
Okay.
But it also, using that word, because the guy at the desk was looking at me like that wasn't a conflict. I was like, I know.
I know. I was making a joke. I was
Yeah,
just
but I know.
I mean,
But-
it sounds like she was speaking lightly when she,
Right.
the way
No,
she
she
described it,
was
saying
being
lightly.
very sweet.
So let me ask you, Reggie, are you interested in going out with Asia again? Just asking.
Yeah, that's a great question. And the reason I called was because I wanted to go out with Asia again. So of course I would love to go out with Asia again. But the reality is that we have to. And again, where I was going with that story about balloon pop is today's culture. You can get, people will move on really quick. I understand that and accept that. So that's the category that I put it in.
But exactly. So what I was going to say
Yep.
is that in the absence of conversation, people create their own narrative.
Exactly.
So when I talked to both of them, he was like, oh my God, she never called me back. And I was like, no. She feels like you didn't call her back. And she's
Right.
like, I called him so many times and he didn't respond. And I'm saying, call each other, have this conversation. But they both stayed on their separate sides because they created their own narrative. about
Right,
what-
because both of them have just shared stories
Yep.
about different.
Yeah.
That's why I said, okay, let's get rid of
Yep.
everything outside of the two of you.
Yep.
Because I don't know anything about the balloon popping, and I don't know anything about Tisa, Reese,
No.
and Meeson, and
Sure.
I don't know anything about
No.
those people. I know that I met the two of you. I know that the two of you had a great conversation. You had a great exchange of energy. Yes,
excitement.
chemistry. It was wonderful. So, I was just curious to know if the two of you, if you explored that, but the both of you stopped. I'm going to beat both of you with a wet noodle. Both of you were like, because he
Yep.
and because she. But I
Yep.
mean,
You
I
know
get
what,
it.
Carol,
But Reggie is
when-
right. People are so bruised from
Yes.
dating that
Yes,
as soon as you
yes.
brush up against it in any way, it's an ouch, and they turn and walk the other direction. And
Yeah,
it's so
yeah,
premature. We do that
Yeah.
oftentimes so prematurely.
Because we don't want to get hurt.
Yep.
We don't want to get hurt, and we don't listen. I don't
Yep.
want to call 5 times and
I
then
ain't calling him
keep,
right.
and first of all, listen, send me the voicemail and I won't call again. Okay,
That's what
listen, so
happened. I was like, I was
said,
like
"Oh,
that.
wait,
They don't
now."
tell. Ooh,
And
he's
I challenge that
Even if you thought
because
that I did not call,
yes,
follow up, call me and say, hey, I haven't talked to you. I haven't heard from
yes.
you. I'd really like to go out again. Are
You know
you
what,
at all
Carol?
interested?
I want to interrupt right there. So we
Mhm.
did have, it was like a couple, like it might have been like a week, maybe 4 days or something, where we
Mhm.
didn't have any communication, and he followed up. So I will
Okay,
say
okay.
that he did do that.
Okay.
But the last, like, because I you don't have to talk to me every day. Like, we're just getting to know each other. So it's
Mhm.
not that I needed constant communication. I understand that, we all have busy lives. But I'm going to tell you where I really feel like I kind of was like, all right, well, that's it. Because when we were having a conversation, he said that he was dating other people. So I just took it as, all right, maybe he's busy. Maybe he got too many on his
Okay,
roll
on his
call.
rock.
I don't
Right.
Can't
Okay.
juggle them all. I don't know. So I'm gonna just go ahead and remove myself from the situation.
And
Ooh,
what
that
did
would've
I
been
say
me.
to that?
That would have
I
been me.
said you have to investigate to find out if that's true or not.
Right.
Mhm.
I
he
have
didn't
no
look
idea. I have no idea what she's talking about because I'm not dating people. So the reality is I don't even know where that part of the conversation came in at. And it's no reason that I shouldn't tell you. Dating is a serious thing. I think what we're doing today is vetting.
Vetting. I'm
Vetting.
sorry. That's the term that he used. He was vetting other people. So I felt like maybe he
No,
was
I
vetting
wasn't
someone
vetting
else.
other people. I said when I go out, it's a vetting process. It's
Okay.
It's not something. But as a woman, if you hear that, as you said, that's a potential red flag, right? Because the reality is,
Not really. It's not a red flag to me.
Yeah.
We just met. I mean, you're allowed to vet or date. When you meet somebody, you don't throw all your eggs in one basket. You know, dating is collecting data. You meet different people until you find the person that you feel like you're most compatible with, and that's fine. So, yeah, I mean,
so then if you have the narrative in your mind, well, he's vetting people or he's dating people, it conjures up so there's a bench, right? And so maybe he got down that bench and my number that wasn't up. So, okay, I got to go on to the next one, right? So that's how it works.
Right.
Yep.
Right.
Oh, heavens.
And betting could be both ways because Asia can have a deep bench and I realize I haven't been called to get in the game.
Yes.
So, you know,
but I was the one calling you off the bench, and you wasn't getting in the game. So
I said, Coach, let me tie my shoestrings. And I didn't tie them fast enough, and I couldn't get in the game.
Okay, I have one more question, but I'm gonna have to hold that question until after this commercial break. So, family, stay with us. I'm gonna ask you, family, if you'll stay just a few more moments. After this commercial break, I'm gonna ask this question, and then I'll let you all go. Hold on. We'll be right back.
Great.
It's the WURD Hot 60. Hot 60. Here's the hottest 60 seconds you missed on Love and Life.
As Dr. Z said, my name is A.B. Bracewell. I'm a licensed therapist in Pennsylvania.
He is the author of the book entitled The Sexual Miseducation of Black Men in America.
I'm curious to know if you can tell us about your book.
What I've discovered from doing a bunch of interviews, I've interviewed over 100 men to write this book, and we've done different podcasts, things of that nature. And my first question is always asked, where and what did you learn about sex? Who was your first teacher? And a lot of the responses that I get are things like pornography, music, movies, social media, sexual abuse, or just learning from your peers or other guys on the block. A lot of the things that we've learned about sex and relationships and intimacy and women and ourselves is toxic, it's destructive, and it's unhealthy for our entire community. So I wrote the book because I wanted to really explore the emotional and the psychological impact that the things that we've learned about sex and relationships and intimacy has on us as Black men.
And that's your hottest 60 seconds from Love and Life on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media.
Only 4% of universities in the U.S. are R1 research institutions, and Temple University is one of them. This means 100% of students have the opportunity to participate in hands-on learning and research with world-class faculty. With over 600 academic programs across 17 schools and colleges, Philadelphia's largest public university provides students with a rich variety of opportunities and propels graduates to succeed in their careers. Temple University. Schedule a campus tour today at admissions.temple.edu/visit.
I'm so excited. It's our first road trip.
Me too, babe. It takes us about 13 hours to get there.
Oh, don't worry. I got you. I have everything we need. Snacks, juice, water, and a big cash payout scratch-off.
Big cash payout?
It's a new game from the Pennsylvania Lottery. We could be on the road to $500,000. Buckle your seatbelt, honey. This is a big one.
Our road trip or the scratch-off?
Both. Pick up the Pennsylvania Lottery Big Cash Payout Scratch-Off game today. Players must be 18 or older. Please play responsibly. Problem gambling? Helpline. 1-800-GAMBLER.
Tune in to Eco Word Magazine, hosted by POC, the first Friday at 10 a.m. for the PA Lottery Eco Word Fact of the Month. Brought to you by PA Lottery, benefiting older Pennsylvanians every day.
What is Juneteenth? Picture it, the American Civil War, 1863, January 1st. The Emancipation Proclamation declared freedom for enslaved blacks. However, the proclamation could not be implemented in areas still under Confederate control. The conflict rages on until springtime 1865, when General Robert E. Lee surrenders to the Union Army in Appomattox, Virginia, thus ending the Civil War. Unfortunately, the enslaved people of Galveston, Texas, did not receive the news of their emancipation until June 19, 1865, a few months after the end of the war and 2 years after the proclamation took effect. For the Black community in Galveston, Texas, June 19th became Freedom Day, Juneteenth. Flash forward to 2016, Fort Worth, Texas. 89-year-old activist and retired school teacher Opal Lee embarks on a symbolic walk from her home in Fort Worth to Washington, D.C. in order to encourage Congress to make Juneteenth a national holiday. Dr. Lee traveled 2.5 miles each day to symbolize the 2.5 years it took for the enslaved in Galveston, Texas to know they were free. Dr. Lee gathered over 1 million signatures in support of the national holiday. Flash forward, June 17th, 2021. President Joe Biden signs the bill making Juneteenth our 11th federal holiday. By the way, the last time we had a new federal holiday was Martin Luther King Day in 1986. We're WURD, celebrating the legacy and history of Juneteenth. We are the home of progressive Black Talk Media. This is WURD 900 AM and 96.1 FM, Philadelphia. Streaming online on wordradio.com and the Word Radio app.
What is love?
You're listening to Love and Life on WURD, progressive Black Talk Media.
I think I know what love is.
Well, hey there, family. Welcome back. Welcome to the top of the second hour of Love and Life with Carol Riddick right here on WURD. We only have our guests for about the next 5 minutes. So, Dr. Marquita, my question is for you first. What would your suggestion be for our two love lights?
I would say, remember that us singles are in an imperfect process trying to find a perfect partner. So you got to exercise grace over one another. Don't fill in the blanks. And when it feels like I'm not sure, continue to reach out and call and talk to the person so that you become sure. That's what I would say. Because there's good stuff. There's good stuff here. And there's good stuff, I think, in a lot of potential matches, but we foreclose very quickly. And you never get to explore the possibilities. It's an imperfect process, people.
Of course. Of course.
It is. So I'm curious to know what the reactions are of the two of you to Dr. Marquita's advice.
Well, I agree with Dr. Marquita with the process. I mean, certainly, again, today's society, when you're talking about a male and a female, you got to navigate a lot. Mm-hmm. There's a lot going on with, a variety of, I guess, as we perceive what dating could be, should be, and ought to be. Mm-hmm. And yeah, we're all rolling in our own independent worlds doing that. And it's safe to be there once you get there. So it's going to be hard if two people don't decide to just
push through.
Like, yeah, what is this person? And you use the word, Doc, grace.
Yes.
And the reality is that the communication needs a lot of grace today because there's a lot of, we all come with our perceptions, and there's no doubt we come with that. So the only way we can get past that is to how do you get past your own perception about another person if you don't step outside of that? So we're gonna have to try that.
And if I might add too, and y'all stay away from those balloons and do the Reese's and all of that.
It's too late. We've already been infiltrated.
Listen, the women pop their balloons just as quick. The guys pop their balloons just as quick. So,
Asia, I'm sorry. What was your response to Dr. Marquita's suggestion?
I agree. I definitely agree. Dating. And we discussed this, Reggie and I. Dating is really tough these days. It's so complex.
It is.
But what I try to do is I just try to rely on traditions of how things used to be, and why is it so hard? So I definitely agree. Like, keep pushing through, but I feel like I pushed through.
Okay.
I give you that.
But I'm willing. Listen. I'm just willing. I'm willing to learn, and I can learn from my mistakes. And it definitely was a takeaway from this experience for me.
Okay. Yep. Okay. Well, I appreciate that. I received that. I won't put any pressure on anybody. All I will ask is that Everybody keep us posted with how you're doing, how what your future looks like, what's going on, what's taking place, all of that good stuff. No pressure, no pressure.
No.
But I just want to say thank you. Thank you so much to Asia and to Reggie and Dr. Marquita. You already know you're coming back. We
Yes,
talk
yes,
about
yes.
we've got work to do. We've got stuff
Yes.
to do.
Yes.
But
It's
Asia,
as evidenced by us. You got a lot of
Yes. Can we get some sessions, Dr.
Yes.
Marquita?
I started to get in this a little bit more, but I said, no, they got to come and talk about it with Carol. You still got that money left from them tickets.
You know what's up with the money, Asia?
Yeah,
Let's go.
I was trying to take them out, throw them a good time.
Okay, so it sounds like a second date is in the works. Okay,
Sounds like
no pressure, no pressure. Okay, all right. At least a phone call.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
There.
It's gonna be
Okay.
from me though. I'm gonna call it.
I like
I'm calling
it.
it right after the show.
I like it. I like it. Well, once again, family, thank you so much, Dr. Marquita. I look forward to the work we have ahead of us.
Yes,
Asia and Reggie, please, please, please keep us posted, please.
Okay.
We ain't trying to get in your business, but we just want to make sure y'all are good and everything's all right.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Oh, and we will see you all the next time. Thank you so much. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right. See
Thanks,
y'all.
Carol. Thanks,
Thank
Marquita.
you.
Thank
Reggie.
you.
Thank
All right,
you.
y'all.
Make that
Family.
call.
Oh my goodness, family. That was too much fun. That was just too much. Oh, Miss Rosalind said, Reggie, you better. She typed it. She said, you better call her. So I know that's right. Family, oh my goodness. Welcome, welcome, welcome to those of you who have just joined us. You are tuned in to Love and Life with Carol Riddick right here on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media, on air and online at wordradio.com. We just talk with our love lights. For those of you who just joined the conversation and are saying, okay, what was that all about? Well, I'm going to tell you. So earlier this year, in February, to be exact, February 13th, we hosted a Love and Life dating game. Well, it was an event, a dating event. Yes, we did. And they were our connections. Asia and Reggie were our connections. They made a connection at the event and they went out on a date. And Malcolm said, try again, Reggie. I know that's right. You know what? They're beautiful couples. So I do hope that they do connect on another level, that they're able to have a conversation where they both hear each other. I'm hopeful for that. I'm hopeful that they have another conversation. How about that? I just want them to have another conversation. But they're going to keep us posted. They are going to keep us posted. And Dr. Marquita and I, listen, we told you all we are going to have some more of those events because it was so much fun. It was really so much fun. It just, first of all, it felt good to just get together. To just get together in a public setting, in a public place, and just exchange some energy in person. That was so awesome, y'all. So awesome. So awesome. So Dr. Marquita and I, we are planning more Love and Life Connection dating game events or experiences, if you will. You just be on the lookout. Our Love Light Miss Audrey shares the dates in the beginning process are awkward. Oof. Maintain focus and let your first impressions guide you. And she wishes, I'm going to share that with them, that you wish them all the best. I wish them all the best. I really do. And you're so right about that. Y'all, to be honest, I don't know. I'm so fearful of dating these days. I really do. I really am. I have so much anxiety. I'm going to have to talk to Dr. Marquita. And I understand what they were saying. There's a lot to dating nowadays. A lot. Miss Rosalind shares, Carol, please try to make it before the holidays come. Definitely before Christmas and the New Year to make that love connection. I know that's right. Okay, we're working on it. I'm going to go to our phone lines for a moment. Our love light Tyrone is checking in. Hey there, Tyrone. Thank you for calling.
Well, you have to have a man's point of view that know what love is.
Ooh.
That's why I listen to you each and every moment.
Ooh.
You know I love you.
I love you more.
And you know, if folks really just understand what love is something that you might have to take yourself out of everything for a moment. Because when I say we, I'm talking about men, women, and everything in between. We can just muddy up the water just for being who we are and not really giving situations the opportunity to be a situation without us having our baggage. And I'm sorry I got to use that word because right now I can't find a better one. Bringing our baggage to a situation. So when you talk about love, and again, that's why I praise you, sister. That's why I love you so much, because you talk about love, not this Play-Doh stuff, not this stuff that people make up or what people think. See, love ain't about what you think, man. Love is love. And you really got to be a special person to be in love, because it takes a lot to take yourself out of any situation. So if you want to be in love, try to just give it a moment and let it be it. And you know, my sis, I'm so glad that I did speak with you today, because I really want to share this with you for all the special women that help fathers to be real fathers. So do you mind if I just share something with you very quickly?
I don't mind.
Okay. And it's to you, Doc. This is to all you beautiful, powerful, magnificent sisters that hold brothers up and allow us to be men, even when sometimes, we're acting a little finicky. Here we go. Wow, wow, wow. Sisters, warriors, mothers, queens, as a representative of fathers, grandfathers, great grandfathers, and great great grandfathers, we say thank you for the love, the affection, your motherhood, your sister's connection, and for creating the space to bring to light and push forward boldly the greatest, best daddy, papa, pop, father possible. It is because of you, my sisters, that we are fathers. Thank you. Yes, Lord. Thanks for our kingdom and our place as kings. Power to our people. Thank you, my love, for making me king.
Thank you so much, Tyrone. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much.
So
So
peace and blessings, everyone. Fall in love. There's
Fall
nothing better than falling in love, because love makes the world go round.
I love it. I love it. You heard him. You heard exactly what he said. He said, love makes the world go round. And I love it. Miss Rosalind, she shares preach, Brother Tyrone. That listen, that's what men, she said preach. That's what men used to do a long time ago. Okay, family. I'm so curious to know because a lot of you, a lot of our family members, a lot of you are married. A lot of you are in relationships, committed, monogamous relationships. I am so serious when I tell you that I am apprehensive. I sometimes get anxiety when thinking about dating because there's so much going on in the world nowadays. There's so much um that it's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot. Oh my god! I wish Asia was Asia. Wait, Asia, are you still? Do you have a minute, Asia? You got a minute to spare? You got a minute? Can you come back for a minute? Let me see if Asia will come back and talk with us for a minute. Asia, wait.
Yes.
Oh my god. Okay, Asia. Thank you.
Yes.
I'm so glad you. I'm so glad that you hung around for me. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, I want to ask you a question. Now, we're talking about dating, talking about just the complexities of it. Now here we are, two single women. I don't get out much, so it's a little more difficult for me. Um, you just even trying to meet people.
Right.
What how do you meet men? Where do you?
I don't know because I haven't met.
You say 'cause you met.
I haven't met any. So it's just I don't know. I don't know. Like so, I went to that event. Sometimes you go out with your friends. I mean, you just meet them anywhere. I don't intentionally go out to meet guys. I don't
Same
think.
here. Same here. Same
And
here.
then in the industry I'm in, I'm always around women. So it's really hard. It's really hard. And
Mhm.
then when I do meet men, sometimes I am so disappointed because it's just like all I'm asking for is the minimum requirements. At this point, I'm just asking for somebody to be normal. Um,
Well, now we have to define that because nowadays there's a different definition to normal.
yes,
As you know, I'm sure you've come across some different definitions of normal,
yes.
as have I. Wait, Miss Roslyn, she shares Asia. You need to get you a husband. Leave that dating alone. You're a beautiful woman. Well, wait, Miss Roslyn, she's got to date. She got to wait.
I'm trying to. It's hard. I can't even get past 60 days. Like I don't know what's going on. So I guess I'm just meeting men who are not marriage minded, or we just may be in different places. Some of the guys I meet, they're great guys, but we just might be in different places. And there's certain things that I want. I do want marriage. I want children. So some of the guys that I meet, they're just like, oh, I got children, been there, done that, not trying to do that. So I got to move on. Or there's, I'm not looking for a commitment. So I have to move on. These aren't the things that I want. So I guess I just been running into a lot of that.
It's it's so interesting that you say this. I was having this conversation just this morning with a male friend of mine, and I was sharing with him. I said, "Well, I, I either meet guys that are much younger than I, who are interested in being in a committed relationship with me, who express that, or I meet guys who are in my age bracket who don't want commitment at all."
Right.
Those are the two options that I've been getting.
Yes. So I'm just trying to meet somebody that's compatible, but I don't know what planet they're on. I don't know where they are. I don't know.
Yeah, I shared some horror stories. I shared some. I said I was so hopeful for the two of you. I did share some horror stories of my own, but I was thinking about it though too. Like I don't even know where. I don't know what there is to do in the tri-state. I don't know where there is to go. I don't know where we go nowadays. Once upon a time, I think there used to be places that we would go, but I don't know.
Right.
Family, where do we go? Well, see, I know you all are going to say I'm married. I'm happily married. I can't tell you where to go.
Tell me where they at.
Yeah, where do we go? Where do we go?
Tell me
So
where
Miss
they are.
Roslyn, she shares, well, most younger men want older women because they don't have to worry about all the hair and nails and traveling, or if they can cook or clean, they want a real woman.
Right.
Yeah, well, and I will say in defense of the younger men that expressed that interest, they were self-sufficient. They were, they were great guys, but they just weren't it.
Right.
They weren't it. So I don't know. Let's see.
I don't know, but you'd be
I love life.
surprised. What was her name? Rosalind.
Yes.
Some men don't want real women.
Yeah.
Because they don't want the responsibility of really being a real man. So if that makes sense, like, you know, sometimes they meet a woman who has her stuff together and that's just too much for them.
Yes. Now, you know what? Okay. So I was told that I was intimidating.
Yes, I was told
Because
that before too.
I've been told that by a few men. And like, right off the bat. Right off the bat. I do see some comments and I want to share them with you, Asia. Oh, and we do have a family member that is on the phone lines. James, sit tight, sit tight, sit tight. We're going to take this commercial break and we're going to come right back. Stay with us because we're coming right back.
Hey, this is AJ with your Penn Medicine Cares and the Community Updates. This June, schedule a free breast cancer screening with Penn Medicine in your community. Penn Medicine, in partnership with Siemens Healthineers, the Community of Christian Compassion, and the Fresh Grocer, are offering free breast cancer screenings with Siemens state-of-the-art mobile mammography van from June 3rd to June 14th. The screening van will be located at the Fresh Grocer parking lot, 421 South 69th Street in Upper Darby. Exams take less than 10 minutes. Private changing rooms are available, and translation services will be on site. Registration is encouraged, but walk-ins are welcome. Don't delay. Early detection saves lives. Call 267-414-2205 and register. That's 267-414-2205 to register for your free breast cancer screening with Penn Medicine. At Penn Medicine, our mission is improving the health of people we serve. Visit pennmedicine.org/community and learn more.
Tune into Word Radio this Thursday at 10 a.m. for City Council Live, hosted by Ernest Owens. Join conversations that matter to your community with your local City Council members.
At YMCA Summer Camp, kids find their why. Friendship and fun, a world of adventure beneath a golden sun. Running, laughing, full of wonder, being themselves is second nature. Summer camp is where they begin to unlock the confidence that lies within. When kids find new passions, they find their why. Summer camp season starts soon. Learn more at ymca.org for a better us.
The job search can be a difficult and frustrating process. Word's Livelihood Initiative was designed to help you find the right opportunity for your next professional move. Check out these recent openings posted on the Livelihood job board at wordworks.com. The Public Health Management Corporation is hiring for exciting roles, including a medical director and registered nurses. For more information on these jobs and others, go to wordworks.com and learn more about the Livelihood Initiative. Brought to you by Word Radio. Progressive, Black Talk Media.
We're celebrating Black influence and Black excellence worldwide on the home of progressive Black Talk Media, WURD.
Let me tell you something, and don't you ever forget it. Success is nothing without someone you love to share it with.
You're listening to Love and Life with Carol Riddick on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media.
Well, hey there, family. Welcome back. You are tuned in to Love and Life with Carol Riddick right here on WURD. We are talking with our love light, Asia, in this hour. She and I are talking about dating. We are extending the conversation. We just kept it going. I see that there's some comments coming in, and I am definitely going to share them. But before I do so, I'm going to go to the phone lines because James has been waiting to talk with us. Hey there, James. Welcome to the conversation.
Good evening, ladies.
Good evening.
Smiling so hard.
You are a mess.
I'm still looking for that bond number 9. Well, fast forward. I'm no relationship therapist or counselor. Not kidding. Giving a put like that.
Mm-hmm.
I inside the egos. It's not about what you got or what I got. Let's have fun. I enjoy you, and you enjoy me.
Mm-hmm.
Live it up.
Mm-hmm.
Let's have fun.
Right.
So what you say? Let's have. Let's see. Let's have fun. Let's have fun. James, are you
Let's
you and-
travel. You know, let's do things.
let's enjoy life together.
Hey,
Right.
that's it.
Yeah. Yeah. But now, see, some men would lead with that, but not want commitment. They
Right.
would say, "Well, we can do all of that." Say this again.
You have to have the commitment. You have to. You have to have commitment. Baby, I'm here. I'm not looking at nothing else but you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
The games are over. I played those games.
All right.
So I'm a grown man. I want to play grown man and grown women games.
All right. All right.
That's fact. I love y'all. That's fact.
We you too, James, and happy belated Father's Day to you.
Okay, thank you, Carol.
You're welcome.
When I went through some old, Maury Parker, you're not the father, but I still hung in there.
Oh, well, you know what? Listen, and you know what? I appreciate that. You're a father figure, though, I'm sure, to somebody, James.
Yes.
Yeah, see, I knew it. I knew that. I knew that about you.
I love
and
you.
I'm sorry for that experience, but we have love for you too, James. Yes, we do. Family, y'all. Oh my God. So, okay. Asia and I are talking about dating. I shared that I have a little anxiety when it comes to dating. There's a lot. There's a lot to navigate. There's so much to navigate. I see that there's some comments coming in. Craig shares, hey there, Craig. Craig Williams shares, I never needed a love doctor. When I first laid eyes on the sexiest woman in the world 47 years ago, everything fell into place, and she is still sexy. I know that. Craig, you hear me? Me too. That's what I'm talking about.
That's what I'm talking about, Craig.
Oh,
yes.
Okay. That's what I'm talking about. And Ms. Audrey shares, dates in the beginning process are awkward. Maintain focus and let your first impressions guide you. Okay. 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 Miss Rosalind, she shares now, I can't date. I'm ready for marriage. Oh, Miss Rosalind, you know what? She says she shares, they know what time it is. I don't play that crap. It's a new decade in time, and I don't have time to waste. I don't have time to waste.
That's right.
It's too hard. I know that. I know that. I know that's right. Michelle, you're in agreement with me. Listen, Michelle shares she gave up on dating. Y'all hear me talk about Chloe, my little fur child. That's what y'all hear me talk about, because that's who has my time and attention. She's my whole heart on the outside. So, that's where that is. And Miss Audrey, she shares, yes, my aunt and uncle's anniversary, their 59th wedding anniversary is coming up in August. I will invite them back. I sure will. I sure will. I sure will. Miss Diane, our love light Diane, she shares, good evening, everybody. Hope you had a great weekend. She just tuned in, but oh boy, dating, oh, that's scary. She shares she's been married twice, this time for 32 years. The first time was for 18 years.
Wow.
And she shares, I don't blame you for being apprehensive. See, and even when you married, excuse me, 32 years ago, there was so much less to navigate than there is right now.
Right.
Now, Asia, I shared a few episodes ago. I shared that I had a friend of mine suggested, why don't you go on one of those dating sites or something, the apps or whatnot?
Right.
Never again. Do you hear me?
Same
I need
thing.
to meet somebody organically. I need to meet I need to meet him, not somebody. Him. A heterosexual male in person. I need to feel his energy, converse with him. Okay, in person. There was a guy, and he asked me, he said, can we exchange numbers? And I said, he said, there's a conversation I just want to have with you. I said, okay, all right, no problem. This was our first and only conversation.
First and only.
Because I family, now you're familiar with the story I shared with you, because he shared with me that he had experiences with men, but
Oh, wow.
he said he was heterosexual, but he said he doesn't seek men out. But so when I tell you that I'm so enjoying my time with my little fur child.
No, that's right. It's safer that way.
Talk about navigating stuff.
Yes.
Ms. Rosalind shares a lot of black men don't want black women. Well, now, okay. That's a whole, we had that conversation, you remember? But I don't know. Do you find that?
I don't know. I don't know. I what I find is just black men just don't want commitment. They don't want the responsibility. And some black men view marriage as, I don't know, some type of prison sentence. And they just don't view it as a partnership. Like other races, they are groomed to, I have to find a wife. Like most people know, like other races, they know who they're marrying before they get out of high school, college. They're already married right after college. They're married because there's just so much benefits to that union, but I think in our race, it's just not looked upon. It's just not looked at that way.
Yeah, there's been less of an emphasis on bonding, on love, on partnership, on marriage, and in our culture as we've gotten older. I don't know how that happened. I don't know, from where that came. Craig shares, I couldn't date in today's environment. I'd probably move to Montana and live in the wilderness. Well, Craig, guess what? That's where I'm headed. Okay. Me and Chloe. That's where we're headed. Okay. And Ms. Rosalind shares, well, the problem out here today is that they're screwing like rabbits and they don't have any self-respect for their bodies or their temples. And they just settle for anything. And she follows that by sharing that most women, even go to jail to get a man because they know he ain't been out there and clean. Are you kidding me? She shares that a lot of women go to find a man who's in prison.
Wow.
Because they know that he hasn't been on the outside and that he's clean. Are you kidding me? Is that real? Is that a thing, family?
Not that I know of. I mean, I know it happens, but I never knew that it was like a trend. Like, let me find a man in prison.
Right.
I don't know.
Right. I don't know. I don't know. So family, for those of you who are in the lovely world of coupledom, how did you meet your mate? Where did you all meet? Was it at the supermarket? Was it at the gas station? Were you just walking down the street? Now, Craig, you shared you met the sexiest woman in the world. Where did the two of you meet? Did you just, did your eye just catch her, on the street? Like, where was it? I'm just curious to know.
Right.
Just curious. I mean, and again, to Asia's point, I'm not walking out my door with the mission. I'm not on the mission. I'm going to find him today. No, that's not what's happening. So, but I'm just curious to know, how some of our couples came together. I'm just curious to know. Let me know. You know what? You can share with us on our socials if you like, but you can even give us a call. You can do that by dialing 215-634 8065, or you can call toll free at 1-866-361-0900. And guess what? If you're thinking, well, Carol, I don't want my business out there, and I don't, you can tell Nick, and he can relay it to us, and he just won't tell us your name. Okay, I just want to know. I want to know. And Diane, now I'm curious to know, where did you meet your sugar lump? Where did you all meet? Okay, Diane shares, my husband drove me to work every day to my job. Took me right to the door. He was a SEPTA driver. Oh,
yes.
Love that. That's how I met him on the bus. I love that.
That's sweet.
I love that is so sweet. Oh, you all had time to get to know each other. Ooh, I love it. I love it. And I love like Joanne shares, they have reality shows where women and men write what to prisoners and they hook up or marry when they're released. Are you okay, y'all? What is happening? Love after lockup. And there's another one. Are you kidding me? See, that's a negative for me. It's don't misunderstand me. Don't misunderstand me. I'm not saying that a man who is imprisoned is not worthy of my love. What I am saying is that that is not the route that I choose for me.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. That is what I'm saying. Ms. Julie shares that I can agree that there are expectations with couples that have had supportive media. For me, in current time, the best trending Hollywood scripts are the writers of Best Man, easy to relate to, the varied personalities of professionals. The drama is different for ethnic cultures. This is true. This is true. I'm finding, Asia, to your point, to um being a woman of independence, of a certain level of independence, and a professional woman,
Yes.
that there is a level of difficulty in just meeting, not even in meeting a man, because this is what happens with me. A man will look at me from afar, and he'll talk to another man about
Right.
me, but he won't approach me.
Right. What is that? What is that?
Thank you. I thought it was me.
I don't know. I probably walked past my husband 1,000 times, but he's scared. He's too scared to open his mouth.
They won't. And when that happens, because I've said to friends who have come to me who say, yeah, he was talking, he was like, yo, Carol, so, and my response is always, okay, so now what is it that you expect me to do? Because if he can't talk to me,
Right.
what's he gonna do with me if he can't talk to me?
So are you supposed to take the lead? And that's where I get confused. Like I want to be a woman in my femininity. I do not want to be the man where I have to initiate the first conversation, initiate the calls. I mean, I would like for it to be mutual, because I need to know, are you interested in me? If I'm doing all the calling, if I'm doing all the work, if I'm setting up all the dates, if I'm doing,
yeah, what? There's got to be give and take.
Exactly. Yes. At least let it be clear that you're into me.
That's right.
It's not even making it clear. And so I find that whenever you're in a state of confusion, it's not right. Move on.
I believe that. I believe that that's exactly how I feel. If I have any questions or any doubts about what you're thinking or feeling about me, then no. I need clarity. I can only move in clarity.
Right.
I can only move in clarity. I see that one of our family members is calling. Hey there, Craig. Welcome to the conversation. Thank you for calling.
Carol, you raised the question just a moment ago about how I met the woman of my life.
Yes. Yes, I want to know.
It was kind of weird, and now this is 47 years ago.
Wow.
I was going shopping in town with one of my closest friends to this day. And he said on the way in town, he said, well, I want you to meet somebody. And I said, no, man, I don't feel like meeting, and I was reluctant, and he got upset with me.
Oh.
So I went. I said, well, I don't want him to be upset, so let me go and just get this out of the way. He said, it'll be 30 minutes, we'll be done. Get a little hot dog in the park and then meet this young lady. And then it was, as soon as I saw her, I think the world stopped turning on its axis. I mean,
I love that.
It was unbelievable. I was my brain just wasn't even thinking correctly in that moment. And then finally, I kind of like hit myself. I said, well, you idiot, ask her out for a drink or something. And I did. And then the rest is kind of history.
Wow.
Really?
We met right down on the Constitution Mall, right there, 5th and 6th and Market, right there in the park. And we sat on the bench and talked, for about 20, 30 minutes, had a little hot dog and a soda. And I said, well, listen, what are you doing on the weekend? Let's get together. And our first date was at the Saloon at 7th and Fitzwater.
Wow.
And we went up to there was a bar on the second level. We went up there. They had a cocktail, and that was it. And we just been rocking ever since.
See. Wait, so Craig, I have a question. Did you two have a courting period where you were? And I know this was some time ago, but like on the phone, did you have that stage where you were on the phone, or did you two meet and you loved each other's company and say, yeah, I want to see you again, and we just go from?
No, I think it was pretty quick because she called me and we connected, and then after that it was meeting for lunch and going to get Chinese food and this, that, and the other, and we had some bumps and some static here and there, but I knew I wanted her, and it's like, Craig, you better get your act together, bro. Or you're gonna lose this thing. And she's just been a wonderful, not only wife but mother, grandmother. So it just all worked out for us. I realize it doesn't work like that for everybody.
It is such a blessing.
But we were lucky. We were lucky. We were very, very lucky, and I respect her, and I know she respects me, and that's paramount. That's paramount.
What a blessing! That's what that is. That was divine orchestration. That's what I call that. Divine. That is divine orchestration.
And I almost blew it because I was being the knucklehead. I'm like, oh man, I don't want to meet this girl. I don't. But I would have messed it. And sometimes I think about that, and I'm saying, my God, just think, I could have missed what I would have missed had I not gone with him to have him introduce us. And that was 47 years ago. We've been married 42 years.
47. Yeah, I was just about to ask for how long. 47 years ago. Wow. Well, Craig, thank you. Thank you so much for sharing that with us.
Sharing that story.
That's a hug to my heart. I needed to hear that. That gives me some hope. It really does. It gives me some
Keep hope alive.
Thank you. And happy belated Father's Day to you, Craig.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
You are welcome.
Take care, lady.
Oh my goodness. Family, stay with us. We're taking another commercial break. I love it. But the phone lines, they're still open because you're always invited to the conversation. And feel free to continue to comment on our socials. Nick, I'm coming to you when we come back. Family, stay with us because we're coming right back.
My grandma could always tell when I was into something dangerous. She used to say, mess around if you want to, you gonna fool around and find out. She was right. And nothing good ever came from ignoring her advice. That's exactly how I feel when I hear somebody telling me to vote for Trump or just not vote at all. It wasn't that long ago that our parents and grandparents had to fight in the streets for basic civil rights. We can't forget where we've come from or how quickly things can go back if we don't stand up for our rights and the rights of the next generation. Joe Biden, he's not perfect, but the choice is clear. Our votes elected Biden, and he's shown up. Billions in loans to Black small businesses, banned police chokeholds and federal no-knock warrants, canceled $167 billion in student loan debt.
Let's get this done.
Our votes have the power to determine our future. Make it count or fool around and find out. Paid for by Black PAC, which is responsible for the content of this ad. BlackPac.com, not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee.
Teachers are diverse, skilled leaders, innovating to prepare students for our fast-changing world. Teaching shapes lives. Are you ready? Explore teaching at teach.org, supported by the U.S. Department of Education and 1 million teachers of color.
In honor of Black Music Month, this is Trans Afro Express, a celebration of African, Caribbean, and African American music.
We've got to get the individualism again so we can get the music back. Everybody sounding alike. And that's terrible what's happening in the music business today. There's no variation of people now.
This is James Brown, a Barnwell, South Carolina born, Augusta, Georgia raised singer, band leader, godfather of soul, and master of funk, whose choreography was as electrifying as his music. While James Brown's roots were in gospel and blues, the functification of his sound influenced artists from around the world, including Fela Kuti, Mick Jagger, and Michael Jackson. His influence on hip-hop is unmatched. He remains one of the genre's most sampled artists. This Black Music Month, we celebrate the artists of the diaspora who influenced the world. This Black Music Month vignette was brought to you by PICO, the Pennsylvania Lottery, Comcast, Keystone First, and Ensemble Arts. For more information on the Trans-Afro Express, join us for our live event on June 14th at World Cafe Live. After June 14th, check out the panel discussion on soundcloud.com/on WURD.
It's too black, which means it's too strong.
We're celebrating Black influence and Black excellence worldwide on the home of progressive Black talk media, WURD.
What is love?
You're listening to Love and Life on WURD, progressive Black talk media.
I think I know what love is.
Hey there, family. Welcome back. You are tuned in to Love and Life with Carol Riddick right here on WURD. We are talking about love, y'all. We're talking about love connections. We just heard a love story before the commercial break. Craig shared, listen, I almost blocked my own blessing. That's what he shared. But I so love for you and your love light that you didn't. I'm over here knocking things down. I so love for the two of you that you did not. Nick, I was sharing that I was coming to you after the commercial break. So I'm curious to know. First of all, hi, Nick. Hi.
Hey, Carol.
Hey. Okay, so I'm curious to know. Now, because, we're in a different demographic, are there places that you go, like, Asia and I were sharing, like, we don't even know where to go nowadays. Like, are there places that you go when you go out to look? I don't even want to say look for women because that sounds crazy. It sounds creepy. But do you go to clubs? Do you go where do you go, Nick? What do you do?
Let it be known that I'm not always looking around. I'm usually doing my own thing, and I'm only really worried about what's going on in my head. But I do pay attention to, when I go to places, who's somebody that I might be interested in. I don't necessarily always approach.
Okay.
But I do keep that in mind because there's people everywhere. Anywhere in the city that you go, you're gonna run into people. And we'll see how it goes when you talk to them, but they're everywhere. But people around my age, all the same places that you probably went to when you were younger. You got your clubs. You've got some people meet people at like sporting events, basketball games or baseball games, things like that. I'm learning from one of my friends as he sort of blossoms into more of a social butterfly. He says like there's like this event site that I thought was only for tourists, but it's like even if you're somebody that lives in the city, there's always events that are happening pretty much every week. And he always tells me about them, and he'll just go either with friends or without friends, and he'll just go there and like meet people. And I think that event site is a pretty good one to work with. And I think I'm going to start doing that too, because I'm starting to feel like, I don't know, man, I know all these people, but I want to know more people because I'm already used to the people that I know. So I kind of want to get to know some newer people.
I understand. Oh, no, please go right ahead.
So Nick, so the last story that we just heard, a caller called in and he said when he saw her, it was like sparks, love at first sight. Does it have to be love at first sight for guys to be like, I'm going to go over and talk to her? Like, what do you think is the thing that makes you reluctant to like, oh, she looks really pretty. Seems like a nice girl, but now I'm not going to go over there. So like, what is it that's going to make you guys like, I'm going over to talk to her?
It's hard to say. I can only speak for myself. And I'm not exactly the most social person in the world, but I'm not afraid to walk up to somebody and talk to them. And usually I try and make up a reason just to talk to somebody if I'm interested in really getting to talk to them. But I certainly don't talk to every person I'm interested in. Right. I think what it is it doesn't, I don't have to get a flutter in my chest, but like
if I just feel like, oh man, I gotta say something to this person, which I don't always feel that way, but if I really feel it, then it's like, okay, well, let me do this before I regret it. And if you don't, then it's not like it's the end of the world, but you go, oh man, that could have been something, but I didn't say anything.
Right.
So it's kind of like, well, I didn't lose anything, but I didn't gain anything either. So I guess it really depends on, at least for me, like, how confident am I feeling about talking to this person? Because I've had times where I've walked up to somebody and talked to them, and they just slowly turn the other way, and then I go, okay, well, never mind. I'll go back to doing what I'm doing. So, you know, I do have those bad experiences, but you can't let that kind of stuff, you know, stop you from approaching people.
You know, you said something, Nick. You said probably the same places you used to go to. You said clubs. Let me tell you how I'm so out of every loop that I didn't know there were still any clubs around. I didn't even know that. What clubs are there nowadays?
Oh, what clubs are there? Oh man, you're asking the wrong one, because Lord knows I can't dance. Whenever I go to a club, all I do is go, man, how much money am I spending on these drinks? How much money am I spending on that? I'm over there looking at like bills and stuff like that. And honestly, clubs are really different now because people go to clubs and they sit on their phones all the time, or they just go with their friends and they just hang out with their friends. So clubs, they're not necessarily the best place, but they're still pretty popular.
Are they? See, I haven't been to a club it's been eons, like eons. Like I said, I had no idea that. I didn't know people still went to clubs. I didn't know there were still any that existed. I thought, you know,
we doesn't have a social scene too much. I don't know. Like I might be a little bit older than you, Nick, but I don't go to clubs anymore. Now a lounge or maybe social events. That's where I'm mostly at. I'm very social, but it's never a club anymore for me. There may be some, but I just don't know about them.
Oh, and you know what, Nick? While I have now, I'm sorry, Nick, to make you I know that you are not the voice of all men. I just want to make that clear to everybody that is paying attention. But as it pertains to you, Nick, how much involvement do you want on behalf of the female, the woman in whom you have an interest?
Involvement in what regard?
Like in the courting stage, like are you the type of man that you like to plan, you like to ask her out, or do you want there to be a good mix of the two? You like her to suggest some things, or how we touched on this one time because I think we were talking about aggression, but I wouldn't necessarily say that this was aggression, but how outgoing would you want the young woman in whom you have an interest to be?
Well, I'm not the most outgoing person in the world, so it doesn't really bother me if she isn't or if she is. If she is, then it's like, okay, I get to get out and do something. But in those beginning stages, regardless of who's the more outgoing person, I do think it's up to the guy to kind of initiate that, at least for the first 3.
Thank you, Nick.
Because if you don't, it's like, well, because even if she goes, hey, I want to go out to this place and do this and that, it's like, I'm not going to play by like friend rules where it's like, okay, well, you know, you took me out last time and then you paid, so then I'll pay this time. No, it's like I have to show that I'm actively interested in that. You know, I might not be the richest person in the world, but financially I will, you know, put money aside and do this and that because it's supposed to be worth it, you know?
Right. Actually, outside of finances, you said the right thing. If I'm interested, I'm going to make that be known. And so if someone doesn't genuinely show interest, then any person in their right mind is going to say, okay, let's move on. I mean, I feel like if someone is really into you, they're going to make it known. Like, you know, I'm not saying that you have to worship the ground I walk on, but at least let me know, like, I'm interested in you.
Well, Miss Roslyn shares a good point that I've always believed. She shares she starts by saying the man is supposed to chase the woman, not the woman chase the man. You can have fun and flirt, but in reality, this is the part that I agree with, hands down. If he wants you, trust me, he will make you his first priority.
Thank you.
You don't ever have to worry about somebody's interest in you. That goes both ways, though.
Right.
Man or woman, you don't ever have to worry about somebody's interest.
You said it. Period. That's it. That's all it is.
Yes. Oh my God, Asia, thank you so much for just hanging out because I know, you were originally scheduled to be with us for just a short period of the show. So thank you so much for agreeing to hang out.
Thank you for having me. It truly was a great evening. I learned a lot. It's a lot of comments here I can learn from. But yeah, thank you. Thanks for having me.
I'm so looking forward to the next hang. I hope we'll see you there. And I look forward to an update on life, on love, on everything. So until the next time, Miss Asia, I will see you soon. Okay.
Until the next time, hopefully I have a ring on my finger the next time.
I know that's right. All right, Miss Roslyn. All right, Asia, we'll see you soon. Family. Oh my goodness. Praise God, from whom all blessings flow. Just family, just continue to pray because we all need it. You know we do. Thank you to all of our guests tonight. Thank you to you, family. Thank you to our callers. Special thanks to the entire Word family, especially Nick and Niall. Always. Happy birthday once again to all of our love lights. Just Bethlehem and Charlotte. Thank you again. And to Cedric Napoleon's family and to Deidre Napoleon, all of my love and condolences. Family, we are all in this together. You hear me? So you be good to you, but you be good to those around you, please. You be careful and you be kind. God loves you, and so do I. Have a great rest of your night, and be sure to join me Monday through Thursday, 7 until 9 p.m. Eastern Time, for another edition of Love and Life with Carol Riddick, right here on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media. Have a good night.